Elevated Risings. Welcome to Goddess Speaks. This is season one, episode one, part one. My name is Kenya. I am your host. I just want to thank you all for chiming in, allowing me to share my story, allowing others to share their stories on my platform. I'm just grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for this time. Don't forget to like, share, comment. I greatly, 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 greatly thank you. So today's topic is going to be about healing your inner child and connecting childhood experiences to your adult patterns, right? So I am one of those people, I just like to keep it real. I keep it 100 because I just love being my authentic self, and telling the truth about your experiences always helps someone else. It always helps someone else. So I'll start off a little bit about my childhood, which was a very tumultuous childhood. Started from the beginning. I was born to a woman that never wanted me. She rejected me from I would say, while I was in the womb. She had two children before me, so I am the middle child. And then she gave me away, and then she had two children after me. And for the longest time, it just didn't register me. Still doesn't. But I have learned to move on from that. But it just has didn't register with me. Like, how, as a woman, do you have two children before me? You gave me away, and then you have two more children after me. So with that being said, grew up in a home, with people that wasn't my blood or whatever. Um, and people will try to say it was a good upbringing, good childhood, but it was not at all. My life was pure hell. Was molested at a very young age. My first molester was a woman, which was a cousin of mine. And it seemed like it trickled on down from there. I was molested all the way up until the age of 14 from various cousins in the family. And with that being said, with that childhood trauma, that portion of it, when I became an adult, and I started going to church and everything. Went to so many churches, but that's a different story. But I did meet my husband, my now husband, in the church. We've been married for 13 years now, been together for 15. I met him when I was in the church. And I never forget when we were first dating, because I was dating to be married. I just wasn't going to waste my time because I did have a daughter from my first marriage. So I didn't want to waste any time, and I didn't want anybody wasting my time. And I was one of those women. I never brought any random men around my daughter. That just wasn't me, wasn't my forte. So when I did meet my husband, we started dating before he met my daughter. We talked on the phone a lot, seen each other at church, went out on a couple of dates. And, from the very beginning, I was an open book for him because I wanted everything to be on the table. So if things ever were to get serious with us, I needed him to know what my triggers were, which I had a lot of them at that time. Mind you, when I met him, I think I was maybe 25, 26 years old. I am 43 now. So there's a lot of trauma I had to unpack, right? So we used to have conversations, and I would let him know what my trigger was. And one of my triggers were when we got married. The intimacy part for me was really hard because there were certain ways I didn't like to be touched. There were certain things I didn't like to do because of the trauma and the molestation from my childhood. So it was really, I won't say it was really hard for him, but I'm sure it was hard. But like I said at the very beginning, I allowed myself to share what my triggers were with him, and he accepted that. And I'm just grateful that he understood. He gave me time to process things. He's yet giving me time to process certain things. So I'm just grateful for that, because we never deal with our childhood traumas, right? We always go through life like, if you have been through so much childhood trauma, when you become a middle ager, and of course your parents are not going to put you in therapy because they think nothing's wrong with you. I always heard as a young child, depressed about what? You don't have nothing to be depressed about. That's what all the grown-ups will say around me. What are you depressed about? There's nothing to be depressed about. You got food on in the refrigerator, roof over your head. So there's nothing to be depressed about, right? So you don't deal with that childhood trauma at a young age. You become a teenager, and you become a very, well, I can speak for myself. I became a very angry teenager. I was mad at the world because I didn't understand why I had to live the life that I was living and be treated the way that I was treated. Like I always said, I didn't ask to be here, even though I know better now that I chose to come here. But that's neither here nor there. That's a different episode, different season. Um, but yeah, as a teenager, I was very, very, very angry. I was a very angry teenager because all the things that I had been through and were yet still going through. And no one cared about me. No one cared about Kenya thoughts. Nobody cared about how Kenya felt. None of that stuff, right? So you become a young adult. You haven't dealt with those issues. All you do is pretty much just bury them. You don't deal with them. You just bury them. Um, and try not to think about it. So when I became in my late 20s and everything, it was like everything was just really coming to a head with me with everything. But I was in a church at the time, so my so-called faith at that time was in God. And I'm here to let you know I am not a believer in God. This is definitely a deconstructing platform. Um, I don't believe in any religion. I'm just not that. I'm spiritual, but none of the religious stuff at all. And just, dealing with all that growing up, and I never took the time to heal or, seek counseling from other people. You just went on with life. So later on in life, things just really, really, just really came to a head with me. And I really had to stop and really had to deal with myself. I really, really had to go deep within to deal with the things that were bothering me, the things that were yet haunting me from my childhood. And so, with that being said, I know there's so many people out there that has really never dealt with their childhood traumas, and so you take those childhood traumas and you bring them over into adulthood, and you you see the patterns, you can see the things that you're still dealing with. You just some people just don't know how to deal with them, or some people don't recognize that these are triggers from your past, from your childhood trauma, or from any trauma that you've been through, from your religious trauma. You know, you really don't see those signs at the time. So those things can be triggering for you, and then the person or the people that you're around, they don't understand what's going on with you. So it becomes very hard. But I am grateful that I'm to a point now that I have moved on with life, pretty much cut out everybody off because it's no good for me. Those are my boundaries that I set. And I can also say from growing up. In the family that raised me. I remember one time, I was a very small, petite young girl. So, and I liked it that about myself because I always wanted to be a model. And I'll never forget one day I was somewhere, I was in the house and I was telling someone, a cousin or something, I was like, I wanted to be a model. Right. And I had another cousin tell me, well, you got the body, but you don't have the face. Right. That broke my heart, broke my spirit, broke everything about me because growing up, it was really, 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 I always got called ugly, because I'm dark skinned. I have really big lips and I have buck teeth in the front. So, that was really hard for me because it's not only that my entire family called me ugly, but when I went out to school, I got called ugly. So that really, really, really affected my self esteem. And it made it no better when the parents, what I'm saying, look at you and call you ugly. You know what I'm saying? Your family calling you ugly. Everybody, you was the ugly duckling of the family, right? So that was really hard. So as I got older, I had such bad low self esteem. So um, that allowed me to allow people to treat me any kind of way, because I didn't know my worth at the time because my worth was took from me from family members, right? And it's amazing how now family members, they don't have a recollect or anything. They just be like, oh, I didn't know. And the ones that be like, oh, I didn't know you went through that, don't even understand. You are the one that put me through that. That's why I'm at a point in my life. I don't care who gets offended, fuck whoever. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who gets offended about anything. You all took my childhood from me, right? You all messed up my childhood. This is what the family did to me on both ends, biological family and the family that raised me. So it's a lot of piece of shits in both of them, right? So I just want to encourage anybody out there that is going through that or has been going through that. You have a community of people that really understand, and I am definitely one of them that understands. So I just want to encourage you to keep your head up, go within, You know what I'm saying? Learn who you are, learn thyself, know thyself, get rid of any baggage that go for family, anything. I know sometimes it seems like it's hard to cut them off or whatever, but cut it off, cut them off, bury them, throw the dirt on them, whatever you have to do for your sanity, whatever you have to do to go higher in yourself, whatever you have to do to be a better person, you do that for yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about you. It's not about them. It's not about other people. It's about you. It's time to heal you, sis. It's time to heal you, bro. If it's a man, it's not agenda based with me because we have all been through some sort of trauma, childhood, religious, everything. Some of that all ties in together. So I just want to encourage you to stand strong. You know what I'm saying? You got this. If I can get through it, if I did get through it, you can too. It's a lot of techniques that you can do to, help heal yourself, to work on your healing. Yeah, and so just check me out on TikTok. If you want to, my TikTok is Soul Wellness Journey Incorporation. That's my TikTok page. My Facebook is Shay D. Um, Church of Truth. I just started that page on their Church of Truth. I want to give the people the truth, not this shit that religion has given us, right? All the lies and everything. Check me out on Instagram, Soul Wellness Journey, of course. And I just want to say you thank you. Also, God is Speaks here on Spotify. It will be definitely on other platforms. But I just want to tell you thank you. This is definitely part one of healing your inner child, connecting childhood experiences to your adult patterns. Once again, like, share, comment. Also, I'm on YouTube. Goddess Speaks on YouTube as well. That's my YouTube channel, Goddess Speaks at Kenya. So check me out on all the platforms and let's go. I'm here to stay. I'm here to encourage. I'm here to uplift. I'm here to motivate whatever anybody needs from me. I'm here for that. Just know I don't give all myself to people because I've done that and I'm that type now. I reserve my energy for the ones that really need it, right? So love, light, and peace to you all. Gratitude. And remember, keep your head up. You got this. Ashe.